This session of providing Jamf Pro access for specific tasks will cover the testing of an account and settings for a limited Jamf Pro admin user. I'll begin by starting in my full Jamf Pro admin account dashboard. The reason I'm going to do this is I want to show you what I have full access to. If I was to go under computers and just do a general search, I'll see there's plenty of computers there. I'll also see that we have plenty of devices. If I go into VPP content, I've got a lot of VPP content. If I go to mobile device apps, I have plenty of apps available. Now what I want to go and do is log out of my account. So I'll go in the upper right hand corner and choose the silhouette, choose log out, log back in, logging back in as a sub-admin account that's only been given basic access to one particular site. I'll notice right away in the upper right-hand corner that I see elementary number 2. If I choose the drop-down, I see no other sites. As I mentioned in the creation of these type of accounts, you can actually assign multiple sites to someone if you've created user groups for those sites. In this case, this person only has one site, and they only have access to the basic features. For each site, I created a basic account and a more advanced account. So this person should be able to view most things, but only be able to modify static user groups. That's really the only thing I gave them the ability to do. Those static user groups are tied to configuration profiles that when I move a user or student in and out of that static user group, then those profiles are applied. So I'll poke around and see what this user can see. They should be able to go to users, and while they have access denied to seeing all the users, they have the ability to go down to static groups, and they see two particular static groups. Both we created specifically for this site, elementary number 2. They don't see all the other static groups. And if they go into this, if they go into no camera, and they go to assignment, they should be able to go down to edit in the bottom right-hand corner, and they can modify this list. So they could search for a particular student, or they could go down and add a checkbox next to a particular student and hit save. If I go into VPP content, unfortunately, if they do search, they have the ability to view, but there isn't anything there for them. And that's because when I was back in the higher level Jamf, I've not actually assigned any VPP content down to this specific site. So I can see that they don't have access to the whole VPP, and unfortunately I haven't actually assigned anything to them yet. If I switch over to devices, same situation here. They have access into the devices, but I actually need to go and assign some devices to site number 2. But I certainly can see that they do not have access to see all the devices across the entire district. So that's really what I'm testing initially. I still need to go in and do some work getting them some devices. When I actually go to computers, you'll notice immediately it says access denied. That's because they're not going to have access to computers. If I want to change that and let them have access to just the devices at their site, I'll have to go back and change that kind of account setting. So for right now, this particular account's working exactly as I wanted it. For instance, and I'll just double check one more thing, I'll go into configuration profiles. I see that there are 2 profiles available to them, and they can actually go into this. But what I notice down in the bottom corner is they can't modify or change this one. They actually have the clone feature, which I suppose they could create it again and give it a different name, but that's not going to change the actual capability. So they can view it. If they want to go to the restriction, again, they can see what the restrictions are, but they don't have the ability to modify or edit it. So I'm done here. I'm satisfied that this particular user and anyone that has been given this particular group's access has the capabilities I want them to have and no more. That's all for now. Thank you very much.